Unbelievable story about Geronimo.
Top 10 oldest businesses in the world, and tell a story based on a true story.
This one's for the Pickins.
Yeah! Hi! Yeah! Pow!
Welcome to another episode of Velocity Chaos! Hello and welcome here to the Velocity Chaos Podcast. We are coming to you at the speed of sound on these sweet, sweet airways from the Hexapod Soundhouse in Cleveland, Ohio. My name is Luke, and I am joined by the one, the knownly Nick.
Happy to be here with you guys, not so knownly when you dudes are around. I'm super happy to introduce on the board today DJ, but wait, there's more.
There's always more. Thanks for having me out today, guys.
Happy to have you here. Luke, what's going on in the show today?
Oh, we got some unbelievable stories right off the top. Then we're going to find some things out that we know are popular, but we don't know are popular, but they might be popular. And then we're actually going to make up a story at the end with a little boats based on a true story that Nick and I are going to pitch to DJ. But wait, there's more, because just a reminder for our returning listeners and a note for our new friends. Here at the Velocity Chaos Podcast, we explore the highest heights of human knowledge and the lowest depths of crude humor. Our mission is to tickle that pink thing between your ears, poke that frontal lobe, or sometimes just smash the laugh box. So hop in and buckle up for an infotainment ride across the airwaves.
And before we get into it, a reminder to follow us on Instagram at Velocity Chaos Pod and on Facebook. Oh, and you can also find us on Twitter at Velocity Chaos P. Also, drop us some stars on Apple Podcasts, some love on Spotify, and toss us a sub on YouTube. When you listen to us on the airwaves, don't forget to download episodes so that we can feel the love in our numbers. Thanks as always for your support.
All right, guys, I want to hit you right here with an unbelievable tale. A man that you might not know if I give you this name. This is the story of Goyahkla. So if you're unfamiliar with who Goyahkla is, many people knew his name. Many people feared the name. Many people respected the name. That's right. We're getting to this unbelievable story about the legendary Geronimo.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Yes. So I'm going to hit you here. Apologize for any missaying of names. I'm notably bad with pronunciation of names, but I'm going to try my best here and give you guys a little history of this incredible man. So Geronimo's early life. He was born in what's today is Arizona on June 16th, 1829. His birth name was, as I said before, Goyahkla, and it was the one who yawns. So he's probably a yawning baby, like
Sleepy guy.
Sleepy guy. He was part of the Bedonkohe, probably, subsection of the Chiricahua tribe of the Apaches. And by the time he came of age, the Apaches were at war with the Mexicans to the south, the U.S. Government to the north, and neighboring Comanche and Navajo tribes. So They were just surrounded where they were. And he showed early promise as a hunter and led 4 successful raids by the age of 17. So he was... we're like just finding out what a boner is, and like this guy's, like commanding raids and stuff.
He's boning everybody else.
Yeah. But in seriousness, I shouldn't have gone there. But this is a sad story, some heroics. But during one of his raids, so a personal tragedy shaped his lifelong hatred for anyone who attempted to subject him or his people. While he was away on a trading trip in 1851, Mexican soldiers led by Colonel Jose Maria Carrasco attacked his family's camp. Geronimo's wife, Alope, their 3 children, and his mother were all murdered.
Whoa.
So he comes back to that, and I don't know how I would feel. That's just incredibly devastating. Just to even think about that. Just having your entire life taken away from you. So while he was wild with grief, Geronimo burned his family's belongings according to Apache tradition before heading into the forest, where he claimed he heard a voice that told him, "No gun will ever kill you. I will take the bullets from the guns. I will guide your arrows." So,
dude, I just got like chills up the back of my neck on that one. It's just wow. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. That's something that I saw. I was watching History Channel, and this, I was like, I'm hooked on this. I got to tell everyone about this. So he soon hunted down his family killers and devoted his life to avenging them.
Whoa.
So-
That is amazing.
It's
Yes.
real life, everything. Name it. John Wick.
Yeah.
Any Denzel Washington movie. I mean, this is the full 9 yards of. This is the origin stories of origin stories.
Yes, exactly. So you might ask, what does the name Geronimo mean? Is it because it wasn't his given name? And the source of the name Geronimo, it's disputed. The young Goyahkla earned the nickname while leading Apache raids. Some historians believe its origins are the cries of frightened Mexican soldiers, calling out the names of the Catholic Saint Jerome. So maybe something akin to that when they faced Geronimo in battle. Others believe it was simply just a mispronunciation of Goyahkla. So there's a little...
Okay.
I like to think of the first one is a little more badass.
Oh, it's so badass.
The Baba Yaga, basically.
Yeah. People calling out like Luke's name. Luca.
That
What
just
is
makes
that?
it way cooler when I do cannonballs this summer in the
Yeah.
pool.
That's-
Geronimo! And you look everyone in the eye.
Yeah. So I'm going to hit you guys with a little bit of Native American history timeline to kind of set up some of the story here. So American westward expansion brought new woes and foes to the Apache. With the 1848 signing Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, the Mexican-American War came to an end. Mexico ceded much of what is now American Southwest to the United States, including the land that the Apache lived on. And they've called it their home for centuries. The Gadsden Purchase in 1854 gave the U.S. even more land than today's Arizona and southwestern New Mexico. So the U.S. kind of just moved in, and now they're going to start to appropriate, reservations for a lot of these Native American tribes, which I don't know how you guys would feel, but, if someone just came here and, I don't know, the Canadians came down like, hey, you guys got to move over here.
Well, what kind of reality are you living in where people? I'm saying it's a different type of world where your entire family was murdered in cold blood. You were there. You were where your family had been for ages, and then they're all just dead by some guy who I don't know if you ever read the book Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy, but all the John Wayne movies are all glorifying certain things, but in that book it was just talking about the brutality at the time of like the Southwest Americas of where it was all just about killing everything. It was like kill anything that didn't look like you was the rule of the land.
Yeah.
And anything that you didn't kill, you subjugated to something. And I couldn't imagine living like that. And then all of a sudden later in life, people go, also, the land you're living on is not yours. What do you mean? Like,
Yeah.
I bought the house, my mortgage is being paid up. Like, what do you mean it's not my house? Oh, we want it.
Yeah.
That would be altering for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What was good guy?
No, I had a buddy tell me this the other day, and he said the only thing that holds any merit right now to you, quote unquote, owning land is the government protecting you. He goes, the only real thing that holds your land to you is your hands and your gun. Like that's all. It's your motivation that keeps it there. And it's like when you think about it that way, you're like, oh, it's totally right. Nothing's real. Like,
Yeah. No, thank you, DJ. But wait, there's more. There is more here.
Oh,
So in 1872, the U.S. government created a reservation for the Chiricahua Apache that included at least a portion of their homeland. So, yeah, nice. They'll throw you a little bone. But they were soon evicted and forced to join other Apache groups, which in the San Carlos Reservation in Arizona. So, there's, they have the Apache tribes, the other like Navajo and Comanche. So, I mean, I'm sure they're probably grouping together with other tribes that they've been at war with.
Yeah.
And you already got, Bloods and Crips going at each other. So it's like,
Well, what if you would like combine them is really what it was like,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
They were saying you guys just force them all into one place. There's probably a lot of infighting. We think, oh, this is the moment they're going to get teamed up and they're
Yeah.
going to go crazy, but it was probably a lot more backbiting and face punching.
Yeah. So a defiant Geronimo broke out of San Carlos Reservation with his followers, 3 separate times in the next decade. His knowledge of the surrounding hills helped him to evade his pursuers. The more often Geronimo escaped, and the longer he was able to disappear, the more embarrassed the U.S. military and politicians grew. His belief that no bullets could harm him appeared to be true, as he continually escaped skirmishes with law enforcement, Anglo-Americans, and Mexicans. He was wounded multiple times, but always recovered, and he became a newspaper sensation. So he's like just getting out, and then it's just pissing off the Americans, basically. Like, where the hell's he going?
Yeah.
And just trying to make us look bad.
Just an extreme game of tag right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It's true.
the most. Yeah,
Just bring him back, tag you're it, and then he just, I'm off, I'm out again. I'm just ducking out for a weekend.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's a lot deeper stories that he wrote an autobiography too, but I'm sure there's deeper stories, and if you want to, you can check it out. But I'm gonna get into here. So Geronimo finally surrenders after going on for years.
Okay. I won't do it again. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Nah, I'm done. It just runs away. Okay, guys. Three times. Fine. I'm done. I'm retiring.
Yeah. Gotcha. No, on May 17th, 1885, Geronimo, he was 55 at this point. He led 135 Apache followers in a daring escape from the reservation. To avoid capture by the American cavalry and the Apache scouts, he often pushed the men, women, and children in his group to travel as far as 70 miles a day. Like, we're talking...
He's coughing. He's just like, 70...
I ran a mile and a half today on the treadmill, and I could barely make it down your stairs, let alone 70.
We're talking big dog's backyard race here.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. As another, he was like, hey, when I was 14, I was going into battle, kid. Yeah. I'm tired. Yeah. Hey, kid, you think it's hard right now.
I'm tired, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad.
So while on the loose, Geronimo and his band raided both Mexican and American settlements, sometimes just killing the civilians because, he was wrong, so he has nothing to live for aside from not wanting to be captured and revenge. So more power to him.
Mm-hmm. He's just like, like I was saying with the book, it was the law of the land. It just... White settlers knew what they were getting into out there. They defended themselves. I'm not saying that anything was right or wrong under the sun, but it was what it was. Mm-hmm. And now society has grown up and built all around. But back then, you were out in the middle. Maybe the nearest family to where you were living was 50 miles away.
Yeah.
And with the Indian tribes, Native Americans, they were essentially just nomadic a lot. So they were... if you got caught, split off from your group, and Mexicans found you or somebody, they'd kill you and nobody would know about it.
Yeah. So here, continuing on, in March of 1886, so about a year later, maybe 10 months, George Colonel Crook forced Geronimo to surrender. But at the last minute, like you said, Geronimo and 40 followers escaped under the cover of darkness. 5,000 U.S. soldiers and nearly a quarter of the standing army. So out of 2,000 guys, a quarter of them was chasing, and 3,000 Mexicans pursued the escapees. So they got 8,000 people chasing just these 40 people.
My God.
They held out for 5 months before Geronimo turned himself into General Nelson Miles at Skeleton Canyon, Arizona on September 4th, 1886.
And it's only because he was bored.
Oh yeah,
he's like,
new challenge. Catch me and then I'll escape.
Yeah,
we thought the Leo movie was great. Catch Me If You Can. He was the origin story of the origin story.
And another article or a story I was reading is like he kind of just gave up because he saw so many of his people were dying of him running away, and it was just so he's like,
there's a moral thing.
Exactly.
But they were following him. That's a testament to his icon because for them, we'll do whatever this guy wants because we believe in him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they just kept pushing themselves, and so I could see how he had to make the call.
Yeah. So Geronimo and his fellow captives were sent to Fort Pickens, Florida by train, then to Mount Vernon Barracks in Alabama. They ultimately ended up imprisoned at the Comanche and Kiowa Reservation near Fort Sill in today's Oklahoma.
So sorry, can I just jump in here really quick because it just hit me. Other than, so he did murder people along the way. But in the initial phase, right, of just jumping out, just escaping the reservation, they were going and getting him in prison and taking him back to the reservation just for leaving a place that they told him he could live. Essentially a prison, just without walls.
Exactly.
And so that's where it's crazy, and I don't blame him for that spirit of freedom. I think every person human is built with the idea to explore, to move, to go. And they just told him, we just want you to live here. Mm-hmm. But what if he wanted to live somewhere else, right?
He's literally free to do whatever he wanted beforehand. Here, we're going to take your house and you got to go live in this hut that like this
Yeah.
place that we tell you to. It's insane. It's
And that's even escape, and then there was raiding settlements or other. So it's like he's causing problems, causing problems, quote
Allegedly.
like.
Yeah.
But that's just the way that he was living before that.
Sure.
He's just trying to live his life that that they've lived for hundreds, maybe thousands of years
Yeah.
before in this land. But Geronimo spent over 14 years at Fort Sill, leaving only occasionally for government-approved trips to World's Fairs and Wild West shows where the once unbeatable leader was put on display. So like vaudeville in a way, or a carnival thing. He even participated in President Theodore Roosevelt's inauguration, though Roosevelt refused Geronimo's plea to permit the Chiracahuas to return to their native lands in the West. So he did all this stuff and asked Roosevelt, "Hey, can we go back to our homeland and just have our land?" And he said no, because Roosevelt said that's going to cause too many problems, basically, and they kept him. So that, over time, we get to the death of Geronimo. Geronimo died of pneumonia at Fort Sill on February 17th, 1909. He is buried in Beef Creek Apache Cemetery in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. So he was captive for 14, 15 years.
Ugh.
So
How old was he when he died?
in his 90s.
Whoa.
So he was up there.
Yeah, for the time, that's
Yeah.
pretty good living.
Yeah. So I just want to put this little cap on the end. So whatever the name origin Geronimo comes from, it now has a new life after the leader's death. During World War II, paratroopers yelled "Geronimo" before jumping out of planes as a reference to his bravery. So there was, at least there is some reference to him that lives on and courage. I found, like you said, it's a John Wick. It's it's a lot of passion behind it. You can't really blame him for it. You can't, like, a whole lot of the situation. You just feel bad that things
So, like,
happen.
it's cool. I mean, there were a lot of Native American service members in World War II, and a lot of them were underrepresented and under-acknowledged for their heroics, and same with the Vietnam War and Korean Wars. But the thing that I think Geronimo illustrates for me is that morals change, doctrine changes, the zeitgeist change, technology changes, but the one thing that never seems to change is the indelible spirit of freedom that I think humans have and built into them. Like, they want to be free. They want to live the fullest measure that they can. And two, that, like, your courage for your people, for your tribe. And I think the world is at such a populated level at this point that you can only hope to watch out for your closest friends. I know we're out here, like, trying to influence people through a podcast and stuff like that. But the idea is, like, we don't even want to. We didn't start doing this because we wanted to influence people. We did this because we were hanging out anyways, and why not record it and have fun with it and get cool ideas from other like-minded people out there. But the idea is that building your tribe and staying with your tribe is so important. Like, a lot of people just want to discard what they have, the group, the tribe, and go to another tribe just because it looks greener over there. But your core group of people, I mean, that's what it's all about. And I think this story is encouraging me to just keep going, just keep trying to be free, break boundaries, break through ceilings, and just try to, live life to the fullest. So I think it's cool that people say it when they do something. It's like the Eureka, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought of something great. Eureka. I'm about to do something brave. Geronimo, like that. Talk about legacy. Talk about, like, infamy. Talk about immortality. Like, that is something good to be immortalized in, that moment for people.
Definitely, I feel that. And now knowing the story of him, like, you could actually use it with more, I don't know, gumption and, like, just passion. And knowing and not, and just, it's just fun to say, but it's like, I respect the hell out of the guy, and I need his spirit for this moment of of courage and bravery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So say Geronimo. Dude, that song. Can't. It's going to get stuck in my head now. Look, people freak out right now just from, mom and dad canceled your Warcraft account. And they freak out. Like, so-and-so said so-and-so did this on TikTok and that freaked me out. People get so bent out of shape for the dumbest things. And this guy's family was murdered. And then he was, like, kicked off of his homeland. I mean, damn, you got nothing to complain about.
No, we got no problems. We got.
I mean, to an extent, everyone has levels of struggle, like, right? Yeah. Different ones for different people in different lives. But if it's really not going to hurt you in the long run, if it's just social issues, like, Jill said something about Matt and I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Who cares? If it's gossip, who cares?
You know what they say? They say a healthy man has 100 problems. A sick man only has one. So let that sink in.
Whoa. I'm going to need a minute.
Yeah. Well, since we don't have anything serious to transition out of this, I'm just going to tell you guys about this product we have. It's that life can get challenging sometimes and maybe a little lonely. The School of Hard Knocks can sign you up for the fall semester and keep you in class from 8 a.m. till night school. There's a lot of folks out there that need a little comfort, a little unconditional love, a little snuggle. Well, do I have the thing for you? Creature! Creature is a multifaceted little ball of enduring admiration and unending affection. They are specially bred from interdimensional cuttlebugs crossed with a high static furball and a touch of horned scaly crawlers. Creature comes in multiple configurations: furry, fluffy, fuzzy, funky, flammable, fluid, filmy, flaccid, flimsy, fubsy, and or frickin' frozen. Create your ideal creature by going to the website www.ineedcuddles.gov and enter the code IAMGodVCPod to unlock the special edition features not available to other customers. This is not an actual product, service, or idea, just in case you thought it was. It's not. If there is something out there with the same name, we are unaware, have no affiliation, offer no judgment of extra product, service, or idea.
Very cool. Guys, I'm going to do a segment, Do You Know What's Popular? In this case, Do You Know What's Old is actually the phrase of this segment. This is a segment where we do top 10s. It's essentially our list segment. And I'm going to do today top 10 oldest businesses in the world by country, okay? I want to preface that because Japan has about, I think, the seven oldest countries, seven oldest companies in the world. And then they have maybe 9 through 12 or something. Japanese companies stick around and they build them right over there. So I'm going to kind of do this in a certain way. I'm going to give you the name of the restaurant, or not the restaurant. There's a lot of different things in a lot of different companies.
Yeah, it's a restaurant. I know it.
It's a restaurant.
I know the answer.
I'm going to guess this one here right off the top. It's there's fishing. You know, that's the oldest profession, or is it prostitution? One of those two.
Yeah, so
carpentry.
Barbers. Those are professions and hard to measure. These are companies, actually organized businesses. And so I'm going to give you the name. You're going to guess what kind of business it is, and then I'll give you a quick little profile on the actual business. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Cool.
All right, cool. So let's get into it. So, My Yu Ching's.
That's a restaurant right there.
My huge things. My Yu Ching's.
That's a repair shop. It's a dildo shop.
Yeah, it's a dildo shop. It's a repair shop for your dildo. I'm going with restaurant too.
Restaurant it is, yes. Full name is My Yu Ching's Bucket Chicken. Founded in 1153 AD. That makes it 170 years old. And do you want to guess the country it's in?
They had buckets back then? Wow.
Yeah, dude. KFC got nothing.
Is that China?
My Yu Ching's. I'm going to go with Madagascar.
Nope, it's China. So this restaurant was founded by the Ma family in Nanjing, China, but one of the descendants moved back to Laodong, Kaifeng, and took a bucket of sauce with him. There, the restaurant continues to serve customers to this day. So I think apparently it's like just it's a roasted chicken. Each family has like a specific type of sauce, each restaurant, but this is one of the oldest ones in recorded history there. And there it still makes chickens there. Okay, next one up. This is number 9 on the list. We're going up the list. We're going to get older and older as we go. This is called Aberdeen blank board. If I give you the middle word, you would kind of know what it is. So Aberdeen blank board.
I'm going to say surfboards.
Ooh, Aberdeen. Chalkboards.
Oh, that's
They make
better.
chalkboards.
It's a great guess. I did confuse you guys just a little bit. It's Aberdeen Harbor Board. And essentially, it was founded in 1136 AD, 887 years old. The country of origin, want to guess? Do you guys know where Aberdeen is?
No. Michigan.
DJ, but wait, there's more, is a lot closer.
Yeah.
It's in Scotland. So this is number 9. Scotland gets in on the list. And so this lies on the eastern coast of Aberdeen, lies on the eastern coast of Scotland, 128 miles north of Edinburgh. This company runs the Aberdeen Harbor and oversees improvements and constructions in its modernization. So it is a privatized firm, but essentially just manages this giant harbor on the eastern coast of the UK.
Boat shop.
just a little tiny boat shop in
They're
Aberdeen.
just renting out, docks to people.
We sell lots of yachts.
They are seamen.
Got him.
All right, so here we go. Going on to number 8. I'm going to try to pronounce this correctly, all right? Monk Mole.
Are there going to be repeats of the type of establishment?
There are some repeats.
Okay.
Is it mole or mole? It's monk mole.
I believe it's Monk Mole, Monk Mule.
Mm.
Maybe it's got the O with the slash through it. Not that advanced with my
Monk mole.
lexicon.
Monkey mole, maybe. It's a massage parlor.
Monkey Mole, Monkey Mole.
Monk mole. Monk mole. Monk mole. I think it's a chocolate company.
Ooh,
I think
nice
it's
guess. I like it.
South America.
You guys are not correct. This was Monk Mole was founded in 1135 AD, making it 888 years old. Do you want to guess the country really quick? It's a European one. I'll give you a hint. Zone it in.
Sweden.
Close.
European country.
He's like,
Finland.
Canada. Finland. You guys are both close. It's Denmark.
Okay.
And the translation is actually mill of monks or monk mill. And essentially it was a water mill ran by monks.
Oh, cool.
And so the mill is in Odense. It was originally a water-powered mill, and it still makes cake and bread mixes to this day, but has provided 38 kings and 28 queens of Denmark their flour. So that's a pretty-
massaging the flour. That's
Yeah,
all.
dude.
pounding the flour.
See? I was there.
That's some exclusive stuff, man. You imagine, it's like old school sponsorship. I only get my flour from Monk Mole.
Yeah.
Well,
Like a
we
5-pound bag. Yeah.
Yeah, we only get our soda from Jones Soda Company. Ding.
Yeah. So that I also thought it would be cool if there was a mole company from Spain that was Monkey Mole. We should just start our own brand of mole for Velocity Chaos Podcast. All right. Here we go. Number 7. This is Affligem or Yeah, I think it's Affligem. Affligem.
Affligem.
Affligem. Maybe.
Affligem.
Affligem.
Flemmy. Is it Flemish?
I think
You got some? You,
I got this one. This is a skincare company. They do skincare products.
I was gonna say it's a dentist.
Oh, wow. World's oldest dentist?
Yeah.
We should check that out. It's not. You, DJ, but wait, there's more. There is more because you were wrong as well. So, founded in 1074 AD, making this company 949 years old.
I'll change my guess.
Do you want to change your guess?
Yeah, it's a rubber company.
No.
They make rubber.
Affligem, Robert.
Rebel.
Do you want to guess what country it's in?
No.
No? No guesses? It's in Europe. Just
Ooh.
name a country.
Germany.
Spain.
Close. Both close because it's
Both
in
in
Europe.
Europe.
You guys both got European countries. Congratulations.
Yes.
This is one of the oldest breweries in the world. Affligem was founded by the Affligem monks and is still run by the monks today.
Wow.
Each of them sample a single beer a day, and their flagship beers include a blonde, a double, and a triple.
What a job. What a life.
What a life is right.
Yeah, man, beer takes care of your skin. I
Yeah.
got that right.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah, it's good for you.
This
That's how
is a skincare company.
It's a dentist. That's how they keep their teeth good.
yeah, dude, it does all those things. You know?
Brother Chip comes in and he's just like, Allah! His face is just like totally sagged out because he has a freaking beer once a day. So I could what better job? You're rocking the flip flops. You're rocking the flops. You get to freewheel it, free ball it all day in your habit, and nobody bothers you because you're with a bunch of your best homies, and you just get to brew beer and have one single a day. Come on.
That's the life. 900 years running.
Just a bunch of the boys hanging out.
Just
Yeah.
a bunch of the
Having
boys.
some brewskis.
Every day's for the boys.
Every day is for the boys. Yeah, I love it. All right, here we go. We're going to do number 6, Marinelli Foundry. Marinelli blank Foundry. I want you to just guess what is made here.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I know this one.
It's got to be. I mean, I was thinking, some sort of like a weaponsmith or something along those lines. But
Want to make a specific guess?
yeah, I feel like
Thimbles.
is it?
No.
Oh, could have got me. Let's say belt buckles.
No, isn't Marinelli? It's either belt buckles. Oh my god.
Belt buckles are
That's
classy.
not a weapon.
1,000 years of belt buckles.
Hey, people gotta keep their pants up, right?
You just said that's not a weapon. Come on, look at him.
That's
He
true.
knows what a belt buckle does.
Yeah, man, he's seen some stuff. I swear I just watched this, but now I'm drawing a blank. So I'm gonna cheat and throw in two guesses. I'm saying either shoes or wine.
They found a foundry for shoes.
Yeah.
Okay.
They founded shoes.
The founders of shoes. Okay, here we go. Marinelli blank foundry. Marinelli Shoe Foundry. Founded in 1040 AD, making it 983 years old. Do you want to guess the country really quick? It's shaped like a shoe.
Yeah, Italy. That was my guess.
yeah. I'm gonna go German. I'm just kidding. Italy.
You're right. It's Italy.
Oh,
Marinelli
Foundry threw me off. Yeah, that's it. God, idiot.
Foundry of wine.
Hammers. I don't know.
Hammers. You're a lot closer. You need a hammer. What did you say?
Forks. It was silverware.
Marinelli Bell Foundry.
Yeah,
I knew
bell
that.
buckles.
Bell
I was right there.
Bell-bottom shoes. That's what he said. Jeans. The Bell Foundry is in Agnon, Italy. Made the bell that now hangs in the lowest level of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And this foundry was instrumental in replacing many of the bells destroyed during World War II. So after World War II, it existed well before then. And after World War II, a lot of churches, steeples, everything was destroyed from the war. And so they replaced some of the more iconic bells in some of the more iconic churches around Europe. Still functioning today.
Dang.
All right, this one's a lot more simple. Sean's.
Restaurant, pub.
Sean's. I mean, yeah, I would say restaurant or pub or I'm gonna change it just to be different. Pet store.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get me that old. No, I'm gonna go with pub.
Shoe pub.
Shoe pub. They make bells.
You're just combining all these into one giant mega corporation.
This is like from Ireland or something, and we have all these like O'Flannerys and Thompsons, and they just have Sean's.
Yeah. Marks.
Shawnees.
Shawnees, down to Shawnees for a pint. You guys are absolutely correct. Sean's Bar was reputed to be founded in 900 AD, which would make it 1123 years old.
Wow.
It is in Ireland. It's a bar.
Firing on all cylinders.
Maybe you can make up for your trivia scores.
Oh.
It's a bar nestled in Athlone. I hope that's Athlone. Athlone, Ireland. Some public records have the establishment founded in the 17th or 18th centuries, but I'm going to choose to believe the legends along with the leprechauns. All right.
Okay.
I would like to go to Sean's Bar.
I say we
Let's
go.
do it.
Let's do it. Let's make it a guy's trip. And then we'll go hit Affligem right after that. We'll do a little tour.
Every day's for the boys.
Guys, we just broke into the top 5. That was number 5. So here we go. Top 4 going down the pipe, coming in hot. Monet de Paris.
No idea where this one is. I got nothing.
Cincinnati.
Don't help him. Don't help DJ. But wait, there's more. Just see what he says.
Yeah,
I don't know. Is this an art museum? Like, is that considered an establishment?
It would be, but it's not.
Yeah.
The Monet de Paris. Well, I know where it's at. It's clearly in Alabama. So
That's Brazil.
That's Brazil.
Yeah.
Isn't there one of those? I think it's in Vegas, right? They have the thing there, the Eiffel. What is it?
the Monet. Well, because Monet's a painter. But
yeah, one of them.
is it spelled is it spelled the same?
No.
Yeah, the Monet. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with chocolates again. They
That's
make
fantastic.
French chocolates.
So we got chocolate from DJ, but wait, there's more. And then Luke, what'd you guess?
Some fancy hoity-toity art shop that is like beneath an apartment, like, and then the people.
There's a word
upstairs.
for that.
What's that?
gallery.
Yeah, that's like they got a gallery underneath, and then sometimes on Saturday nights they play music till like 3 a.m. and then you're
That
like,
was payback
going to sleep.
That was payback for aquatic food. Never letting me live that down. Guys, the name, the item is in the name. Monnaie de Paris is a currency manufacturer. It has been for 1,159 years, and you are correct. It's in Alabama, France.
Yep.
500 employees work there, and it's the commercial name for the Department of Coins and Metals in France. So they've been manufacturing the country's currency for that long and still do to this day.
And they still have the same owner. It's 1,000 years old.
They make money.
Here we go. We're into number 3, the Staffelterhof. The Staffelterhof. All right.
Staffelterhof.
Staffelterhof. There you go. You got it right. Thank you.
Germany.
Nailed it.
This stuff. I feel like this is another pub. I don't know. We're going down to Staffelterhof, yeah. We get a little doosin', yeah.
No, it's Jamaica. You're totally wrong. I want to call in a friggin' what do they call it? Landline? Not a landline.
Phone a friend, lifeline.
Phone a friend. Yeah, I got German friends. They probably know exactly what this is.
We should just raise enough money through the Velocity Chaos podcast to start businesses in countries and change the name to something that has no business in that language. And then in 500 years, when another, I don't know, Braincaster or whatever it's going to be at that point, decides to do you know what's popular segment on the middling oldest companies.
Yeah.
They'll just be like this, like the Staffelterhof. And it's like Kingston, Jamaica.
Staffelterhof is a tire manufacturer in Germany.
Ooh, good guess. I like the guesses. So you said pub, you said the tire manufacturer. I mean, those tires back in 920 AD, man, they were
We keep getting
something
older.
to be desired.
Yeah.
They made wheels. They're chiseling
wheels, not tires, wheels.
They're
Now they-
making
now they do
Converses. They're the first Converse producers.
Now they do tires. They
They
Converted.
started with wooden wheels. This is a winery in the small town of Krov. 90% of their grapes are white, and 75% of those are Riesling grapes.
Nice.
So they make a nice, crisp white wine. One of the oldest in the world, winery-wise. All right, getting down into it. Number 2, St. Peter Stiff's Culinarium.
Is it a cooking school? I don't
Culinarium.
Is it the first culinary school?
This is like, again, a Harry Potter spell, like, Culinarius!
What does it do?
Stiffs! It's just like all the spoons in the kitchen just start hovering around and mixing your batter together from Monk Mole. And, just like, you're like, I'm basically a king because I don't have to do any of my own baking.
I got to guess on this one. It's definitely food related. I think they make the hosts the little breads that they give in church. Like that's all they do. They've been doing it forever.
There's just a guy in there who's been just doing this for like 100 years. Just like, they just a little machine like brings down the thing and he just
Clamps it.
and then another one comes down. It's all by hand and it's just the Catholic.
He's got a little stamp with a cross that says St. Pete's Culinarium on it. No one's ever noticed. No one's ever noticed at church because the priest is always putting it on your tongue for you.
Too fast.
Yep.
So we got a culinary school and we have a wafer manufacturer for the Catholic Church. This business was founded in 803 AD, making it 1,220 years old, which is this is getting insane, right?
Bonkers.
I'm just going to tell you right now, it's in Austria.
Did they have to incorporate back then?
yeah. This is an LLC or a C Corp. I don't know. What do you think the taxes look like for this guy? So it's an inn/restaurant. All right. And it's within the walls of St. Peter's Abbey in Salzburg, Austria. The clientele of note that have been to the inn restaurant. You ready for this? So I was just like thinking of just Seth Rogen just waltzing in. No. Christopher Columbus, Johann Georg Faust, and Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
Wow.
Imagine just plunking your ass down in one of those seats and being like, I feel inspired.
How'd they stay open so long with only three people coming through?
Yeah, their clientele, they die out fast.
Wolfgang dude keeps playing the harpsichord over in the corner.
Yeah.
Play me a song, Mr. Harpsichord Man.
Play me a song, Mr. Harpsichord Man. Play me a song tonight. I'm going to America, and it's going to be all right. On the menu these days, that currently on the menu here, phone soup of asparagus, veal goulash, confited sea bass, and gratinated saddle of the local lamb.
Oh,
I can't wait to try me some of that.
a little bit of backstrap.
Yeah.
Some lamb jerky. All right, guys, bringing it all home. Unless you want to talk about the lamb jerky. No, I thought I
We
heard a
can
little.
get some lamb jerky. I
heard
think it should be a goal by the end of the year. We have to visit all of these places, or we have to have products here. Maybe they'll sponsor us.
St. Peter's this culinarium.
Get you some lamb jerky with the code VCPod. Jerky your backstrap.
Jerk your backstrap.
VC lamb saddle.
VCP lamb saddle. I'm changing all of our social media accounts to lamb saddle.
Hashtag lamb saddle.
Hashtag lamb saddle. Finally, here we go. Congo Gumi. I already told you that Japan has the top 7. So can you guess where it is located?
It's a hard one.
The Congo.
Close. It's in Japan. Founded 578 AD, making it 1445 years old. Congo Gumi is the name of this company, 1,445 years old. What do you think it is? Or what type of business do you think it is, I should say?
I got to stick with my gut and go with it's a fishing company.
Going for the trade, going for the long trade.
I think they make pots.
Oh,
They make
man.
pots and pans.
These are both really good guesses, guys. I think it's a really
Damn it.
clever guess. You're close. They do make stuff. They're a construction company,
Yep.
which ranks up there with prostitution and being the oldest industry in the world. Humans have been building stuff ever since they could communicate to each other. Brick goes there. Don't tell me what to do. Yeah, well, we know how that ended.
The OSHA guys here.
Get the OSHA guys here. That bone is not regulation. You cannot beat me with that bone. You got to go get a belt buckle from Appleton Belts. Congo Gumi is a construction company, mainly works on the design, construction, restoration, and repair of shrines, temples, castles, and cultural heritage buildings in Japan. It is now a subsidiary of Takamatsu Construction Group since 2006.
Wow.
That's wild.
That's making a living. Just getting into sculpting, I guess. Making shrines.
Making shrines.
It's not hard to rebuild a house over in
Yeah.
like Cleveland, Ohio, but like
Mhm.
you're building a shrine that somebody made out of toothpicks and paste 3,000 years ago.
You got to upgrade that sometimes.
Yeah, man.
A little limestone, crushed limestone in there.
Well, if we do actually end up booking tickets for this amazing trip around the world to see all these historic companies, and we're planting Velocity Chaos Studios right here, right now. 1,000 years from now, nobody will remember us. But if you are looking to remember something that you lost in your house, I have a product for you guys. And all of that stuff in that last segment was really important, but do you know what else is important? Putting stuff places. It can be a hard thing to figure out. 1 minute it's on the table, the next it's in a drawer, then in a closet, and pretty soon it's lost somewhere obvious, like right in your hand. Losing pens, chapstick, buy one, get one coupons, or even your favorite Pez dispenser can be the absolute worst, especially if it's a ticket to go see all these amazing ancient companies that we just talked about. Well, seek and ye shall find. Find Forget-Me-Not GPS system, that is. FMN GPS uses small locators the size of a fly to create a triangulation network that helps you keep all of your most valuable valuables locked on target. Simply stick a locator on that little scrap of sentimental paper you have tucked in your pocket, create a label in your user profile, and when you need it, you can find whatever you're looking for straight from your phone with the FMN GPS app. Go to the FMN GPS website today, and at checkout, use code VCPFMNGPS to get another 200 locators in your first order for just another $2. This is not an actual product service idea, just in case you thought it was. It's not. If there's something out there with the same name, we are unaware and have no affiliation, offer no judgment on the actual product, service, or idea. All right, guys, we are going to finally tell our own story today on the Velocity Chaos podcast. We are going to tell a story based on a true story, and we're getting really meta with this, man. We're getting really, really meta. And so the link that I have is missing, but I have the headline right here. Essentially, it is horse is found on the highway in Portugal. So the way this is going to work, we are going to go in and we're going to pitch this movie to a producer, but wait, there's more, who's always got a film in development hell.
You know it. Hey, thanks for coming in the studio, fellas. I could really use another title right now. We're really working on something, but I really need more. I need more.
Well, we've come to the right place. We've come to you for this. So essentially, Luke and I, we have a story, a great film that we're going to pitch to you, and we're going to start off just at the very beginning, where it all starts.
All right, producer, but wait, there's more. I know you've been through a whole lot, of life, a whole lot of love, a whole lot of what's in between that. There's more. There's more to. I know you feel like you've experienced it, but on a lonesome desert highway in the east of Omaha, there was just this old cowboy in the west, old Jim Bob Dinglebones.
Ah, it should be something different.
Old Hank Douglas.
Ah, it should be something different.
Old Duke Manwich.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that.
And so Duke Manwich, him and his horse on the highway going down, making a nice fire, cooking a pot of just this gravy. He didn't have any meat, so he just had this gravy that he would
different.
He just had some jelly beans that he would just eat on.
He had something different.
He had this old lamb jerky that he liked to get down on because it dried real nice and it had a lot of nutrients. But wait, there's more. He had some berries he threw in there too.
Nice.
Keep the digestive tract going on. But yeah, Nick knows more about Duke.
So Duke Manwich is riding down the highway, and this is he's cooking at campfires and he's living the cowboy life, even though it's 2023. But he's keeping the ways alive. And Duke Manwich, he's out there with his healthy horse, and they come riding over the hill and they see Highway 66, man, just running through America. And he's like, I remember the days when this used to just be a smaller highway. And then he goes down the hill, and all of a sudden he sees, as he's coming down the hill, he sees like there's this long line of cars just stacked up, but they're slowly moving forward. And as it comes into view, this raggedy horse comes walking down.
Should be something different.
This raggedy dog comes walking down the highway, and it's right in the middle of the road, and all of these cars are just stopped behind it, honking their horn and everything like that. And so Duke Manwich, he talks to his horse. And he just goes in. By the way, we crowdsourced this script, so all these lines are actually from fans of ours that are working with us. So we've just incorporated some of them right into the story. So Duke leans down to his horse Bethlehem, and he says, "Bethlehem, I never feel more alone than when I'm trying to put sunscreen on my back." That comes in from our friend Jimmy, and Buck, Duke, he's talking metaphorically about that poor old raggedy dog running down the highway.
Yeah. And so he gets off Bethlehem and, calls the dog over. He puts out some lamb jerky. Dog comes, tentative a little bit, as a dog would be, but he comes over, he warms up to Duke, and, he sees he has a collar on. He's got a name tag, a whole thing, and then his name, Biscuits. So
it should be something different.
Oh, Dingleberry.
It should be something different.
Oh, Wiley Dog.
It should be something different.
It is Samsung.
It should be something different.
It is he looks at the name tag and he sees Modelo.
It should be something different.
It's Cherry Pickins is what he sees on the name tag. So he looks at Cherry Pickins. What a pup, and he says has the address, but there's like a phone number on there. He doesn't have a phone though, but he knows he's done his own Rand McNally lifestyle. He's had his maps go, he knows all about that. So he pulls out his map and he's looking at his map and finds out where this dog lives. On Haven Place, 1344. So he's got to go to 1344 Haven Place, and he's like, "Oh, you look like you've seen better days, dog. Cherry Pickins. Maybe we get you back home."
And so that's where our story begins at the need. They're taking Cherry Pickins back home, and a series of adventures starts to happen to Duke, Bethlehem, and Cherry Pickins. They ride off into the country, and essentially they start meeting interesting characters along the way. This is kind of a Don Quixote kind of tale, legends and myth wrapped up in the realism of our great American West. And one of the first stories that they come across, they essentially have to help an old farmer lady who is trying to get her cat out of the well. And
Trying to do something different.
she's trying to rebuild, replace a big door on her barn because her cow keeps getting out. So that's what they're going to do. And so they approach the barn, and they can see she's really strong. She's sweating. She's an old lady. And Duke calls out. And he's like, "Hello, the farm!" And it's all this good natured stuff.
He says something different.
He says, "You know what? This is actually a good time. We found somebody. We found a line that actually fits quite well from our fans." This is just Duke, man. This is just his style. Screw's a little loose sometimes, but he just says, he calls out, "Bend over, grab your ankles."
Oh, classic Duke. Classic Duke. 'Cause, I mean, this old lady, she's lonely, and Duke's always wanted to repay a favor from time to time, and the old lady she was beckoning for Duke. And that's just one of the things he gets into in his journey.
Yeah.
And so he goes on down the road. She gives him some nice cornbread. Nice, maybe some jam.
Yeah.
Gives him some goodies on the road, and gives some other good snacks. So he goes on down the road, and he's walking, and he comes across another gentleman that his car's broken down. And he said, "Hey there, young fella."
You look something different.
He says, "Look like you got yourself in a pickle." And the guy, he's like, "Yeah, man, my car broke down. Where the hell did you get that horse?" And so Duke's like, "What do you? Me and old Bethlehem here. We're trying to take Cherry Pickins home." And the guy says to him, he says, "My mother used to always say, the older you get, the better you get, unless you're a banana." And Duke's like, damn right. Don't go getting too old here, but if you need a ride, I can take you into town. And the old guy that he meets, he's like, "That sure would be a lot of help." So Duke gets off, and the old guy gets on Bethlehem. And as they're kind of going, the old guy, he starts to steal Bethlehem, starts pulling him, and starts gets his heels into her belly, kind of gets her neighing. Bethlehem just starts running.
Oh man. And then it turns into a whole fiasco. But Cherry Pickins actually comes to the rescue, finally nurtured after a few days of travel with Duke in Bethlehem. Cherry Pickins, runs out ahead and turns around, starts barking, but friendly barking at Bethlehem. And Bethlehem calms down. And the guy's like, get, and it's Duke finally catches up in the car that the guy left behind because he fixed it. And guy gets off Bethlehem and starts running, and Duke just pops him, from the back gently. The guy rolls up on the hood. It's a funny moment for the film. So he gets up on Bethlehem. They make their way onward. And so they get to Tulsa, all right? They finally get to the big old city, and Duke, he gets in there, and they're walking around. They finally make it to the place. They finally make it to Haven Place, the road that the family lives on, that Cherry Pickins lives with. And it's a nice little quaint suburban neighborhood. And Duke just gently knocks on the door, and again, with one of his colloquialisms.
Classic Duke.
He calls out. Again, the crowd helped us out with this one. I read my eyes out and can't have enough either.
I think it should be something different.
All right, you didn't like that. We'll find something else from friends. He said, this is from Mark. Clothes make the man. Naked people have little or no influence in society. That's true.
Yep.
And that's why he's wearing clothes. That's what he says right after that. That's why I'm wearing clothes. I'm totally safe. And so nobody answers. And Duke and Bethlehem and Cherry Pickins just wait around a little while. They go down the street, have a snow cone, come back. Nobody's at home. And so Duke finally says, "Hey, Cherry, you know where your owners are?" And Cherry barks, and they set off to find the owners in the big city of Tulsa.
So they go off. Cherry Pickins, he's leading the way. Just kind of like a Lassie situation, like this way, and eventually they're going through the city. People are looking at Duke and Bethlehem a little weird because why are you walking this horse in the city? Probably leaving a nice old heap and dump somewhere. And there's people yelling, "Get your damn horse out of here!" Stuff like that. And Bethlehem starts like looking around, and she gets this sense of like, I gotta get somewhere, and she starts picking up because like these dogs are not these cars are like kind of coming in honking. So she gets scared and starts picking up some
Should be
pace.
something different.
There's like this guy on his like little moped delivering a pizza. Like
Should be something different.
there's this kid on his he's got this tech deck, and he's just doing these sweet little flips. And it scares Cherry Pickins, but she starts going with some purpose. And Duke's like, "All right, Bethlehem, we got ourselves a lead." And so they start riding through like nice little pseudo chase scene, but it's fun in a way. And they can't get out of the city, and it comes up to the cemetery, and that Cherry Pickins starts getting up to, and she gets up to the gate, and it's currently locked, but she gets up there and sits at the gate of that cemetery.
Yeah, and so Duke gets off Bethlehem, and he goes in, or he opens the gate, and him and Cherry Pickins go in, and he's following Cherry Pickins to a spot, and he sees Cherry lays down at this grave, right, and he's looking at the tombstone, and it says Betsy.
Should say something different.
It says Janice.
All right.
Let it ride. And he comes up to it, Janice, and that sounds familiar. I knew a Janice at one time. And Cherry's just laying there. Bethlehem had snuck into the gate too, so the three of them make this nice little scene. It's very picturesque. It's actually really beautiful. And just one more line from Duke before we reveal the big twist, but essentially he's looking down at the grave, and he just says, "I'll get you there if it's the last thing I do, Chief." That comes in from Dana.
Oh,
yeah.
And then you hear over his shoulder, and I get emotional whenever I think about this moment in our story, "Dad? Dad?" He turns around, young woman and a young guy in their 30s with two kids come running up to him. And they're like, "Dad, we've been looking everywhere for you. Where have you been? You've been lost like the last 3 days. We thought you were dead. We thought you were missing." And Duke's just having a moment, a flash, and he's like figuring out. He sees all these images in his head of a woman named Janice and a little puppy that looks awfully like Cherry Pickins, and a brand new foal running around a ranch. And he sees this beautiful woman, and she turns to him, and she says that line that we just wrote. She says, just like I said it, "I'll get you there if it's the last thing I do, Chief." And it's his Janice. And he is Duke, and this family is his family.
Yeah, but wait, there's more.
what?
No, there's really not that much more.
Oh.
Duke's had a running problem with dementia, going on, thinking that he's a cowboy, finding this horse. It's his horse, but him and Bethlehem, they've seen a lot of things, done a lot of things, made a lot of sauces that they just realized they should probably put meat with the sauce, and it's not just sauce that they should be selling. And finally he realizes, and this is something that his kids have to deal with all the time, of letting Duke realize who he is, and his dog Cherry Pickins always comes looking for him, and they say his daughter looks at him and says, they say, I used to sell furniture for a living. The trouble was, it was my own. Dad, I know I don't got much, but you can come stay with us. I think I'm going to take care of you. And yeah.
And that's it. Like they take him back to the house. They settle him in on the furniture they have left over. His son-in-law is there and really supportive. They do things in the backyard with the kids. Thankfully, they have a big ranch house. Like the Haven Place Road has actually got some properties in the back, like land, and Bethlehem chills out there. And good old Cherry Pickins is on the front porch, and his bulb is dimming a little bit, but good old Duke, little semblance of the familiar has helped him a long way. And it's been a long journey since he came over that hill and saw that dog looking for him down that highway, Route 66. And he's sitting on the rocking chair, with this beautiful image, Cherry Pickins sitting on the porch, and you got Bethlehem kind of leaning over the fence and nuzzling him as he's sitting in his rocking chair, and you just get a nice push-in shot all the way nice and close, nice and close, and you just, one more Dukeism for the road, one more good old Manwich Dukeism for the road, and he just says, I'm sick of following my dreams, man. I'm just going to ask where they're going and hook up with them later. And we fade to black.
Yep.
Or fade to gold. We might fade to gold.
Yeah.
That's powerful. That's a lovely story. What are we going to call this picturesque movie there, gentlemen?
This one, we toyed with a lot of stuff. On the Road Again is what we were thinking.
That's a good one. I think it should be something different.
I was thinking of Horsey Highways or Horse Highways.
I think it should be something different.
We were thinking that's one for the Pickins.
That's a good one. I like that. That's one for the Pickins. That's one for the Pickins. Well, I'll tell you what, gentlemen. I like Pickins. I like Bethlehem. I like Duke. I like little Cherry. I really like me some Cherry. But I think there could be more. There could be more, and I think we need to take this back to the writers' room, and we need to develop it, and we need to do it. We need to do it again, and we need to talk about the story, and that's really where we need to go with this film. We need more out of it, and we need more tears, more fun, and we need more quotes for Duke.
Yeah.
Yep. That's right.
Don't be a hero, mate. You look after your mates, and your mates will always look after you. Yeah, cheers.
Yes, cheers indeed as we head down to Australia. No phone for you is what they're saying right now. New South Wales government, they're trying to ban mobile phones in high schools right now. That's what's happening down there. How do you guys feel about phones being banned in schools?
That's hysterical. I think that's hilarious.
When I started going to have phones.
Yeah. It's like, welcome back to the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I totally agree. Yeah, they're trying to.
No duh.
Exactly. I feel like, why didn't this already happen a decade ago?
Wait, didn't they? So what? You're telling me they allowed phones in the beginning? Like, I mean, you know how many detentions I got when I got my first stuff? Like, I was in high school and I was like, probably, my sister was mad because she didn't have one in high school. And they were cool then. So
Put it in the hat. Put it in the hat.
Oh, no, put it in the hat when it was me. Get out of here.
So yeah, there's several counties and cities that have banned phones in general in schools, but New South Wales they're taking akin to that method. And
I'm sorry, if I was a teacher, I just thought of the coolest way to just like confiscate phones. Right? You just like walk up to the kid and you're like, give me the phone, give me the telly, puts the telly in your hand. You walk up to the front of class, you pull your baseball bat out from behind the desk, you toss it in the air and you just smash it into the chalkboard.
You want to play games? And you take it, just throw it at the blackboard. That's how we play games. But yeah, so that's it. I thought that was something that they would have done, already. Wow.
Yeah.
Just ban that. Detention.
I'm telling you, somebody tried to knock Australia the other day because they're like, look what happened with the lockdown, martial law, they controlled everything. And I'm like, you know what? One lockdown for all the rest of the great cool stuff that's happened in Australia, I'll take it, man, because they just do interesting things down there. They're like, there's a problem with kids paying attention. Well, let's do something about it rather than let them do whatever they want with it. Yeah. I think that's cool.
Yeah, Australians get down, man. They probably had it. Those kids are probably totally fine up until this point. They're just like, you gotta take your phone, mate. Your mom said we gotta take it. I don't want to take it. There's too many cell phones. I don't have to charge the damn thing. But I gotta take it because your mom said so.
Australians are like, look, we know this country was founded when Britain started shipping criminals down here. Do you want to go back to that? Do you really want to go back? We're not going back. You can't take me back, and I'll be damned if I let a phone take us back to the dark ages. We ain't doing any 19 crime shit up in here.
That just goes to show you that in life, things are going to change. You go to school for learning, not for playing on your phone. That's just ridiculous. And sometimes you go down the road not knowing what you're going to find, but you find your home. Eventually, it keeps calling you home, and that's where you show up. Because, it's either going to be a pub that you're going to. It's going to be a construction company that you're coming home from. It's going to be a bell maker that's ringing that bell every morning when you wake up, or it's going to be your calling card. It's going to be what you're known for. It's going to be revenge that you're exacting on your enemy, everyone and everywhere, because they've taken everything from you. So why would you care about anything that they do to you, because you know that you're not going to be harmed? Words, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can never hurt you. And as you go down the road, we will always bring you home.
Chugga, 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 chugga. No, that's not a riff from a heavy metal album. That's a train pulling into the recommendation station. That's right. This is the part of the show where we make sure that you leave with nothing less than a sterling, glowing recommendation from us. I had to clear my throat because this is important. Today, I want to recommend a movie, and it's called Smokin Aces. Guys, I've been waiting for this movie to get back onto a streaming platform so that I could tell everybody it's available so they could watch it, because I think this movie really flew under the radar. Maybe over the radar. It was just too good. People missed it. Essentially, it's a 2007 release, written and directed by Joe Carnahan, released by Universal Pictures. It did $57 million at the domestic box office on a $17 million budget. I think it punches way above its 30% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's just honestly mind-boggling. It's a crime film. It's just essentially Jeremy Piven plays a rogue magician who is also associated with the mob, and all these assassins are given a $1 million bounty on his head to knock him off. Let me just read you really quickly this insane cast, and I'm going to work through it really quick because it's kind of mind-boggling. Ben Affleck, Ryan Reynolds, Andy Garcia, Chris Pine, Common, Jeremy Piven, Ray Liotta, Tommy Flanagan, Joseph Ruskin, Mike Falco, Alex Rocco, Alicia Keys, Taraji P. Henson, Kevin Durand, Jason Bateman, and Joel Edgerton and Matthew Fox.
I wonder who Jason Bateman played, what kind of character he played. Probably the exact same one.
Rip Reed. No, it was the highest version though it was undiluted Jason Bateman, Rip Reed in that. This was the acting debut for Alicia Keys and for Common. They do the theme song at the end for the credits roll. It's lit, it's legit, it's off the charts. And Joel Edgerton, who at that point was kind of a nothing, like he was so creepy funny in it, and it's ridiculous. Ryan Reynolds is fifth build in this film. He's fifth build.
That's insane.
So guys, I'm telling you, go see Smokin Aces. It's on HBO Max right now. It's worth the 106 minutes to check it out. Don't bother with the sequel.
That's something gotta check out.
I hope you do. It's a lot of fun. I might even watch it again with DJ. But wait, there's more. But wait, there's more to the show. Just kidding. We're in our wrap-up segment. I just want to thank DJ, but wait, there's more, for being here, keeping it real, keeping this fun, and having a great time.
But wait, there's more. No, I'm just kidding. No, we're ended. But thanks for having me out, guys. It's always a great time.
We are always happy to have you there. Guys, we will see you around. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it so much. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you tell your mom to hit the subscribe button. Yeah, that'd be great if your mom hit the subscribe button. Your mom's awesome. No, but seriously, guys, any support that you can show through interacting on the internets, we love it. We get stories from some of our listeners, and they turn into some of our best segments, our most fun segments, and it's always something that we never heard of, so it's always us learning as well. And yeah, just love being here with you guys and with all y'all out there. So take it easy. This is Nick signing off.
And this is Luke signing off. Thank you guys once again. Be sure to turn on that download on that Spotify, Apple Podcast. Leave us a review. Let us read some reviews, some 5-star reviews out there if you wouldn't mind. Thank you very much. Like we always say, Geronimo! Have a good one. Thank you for tuning in to the Velocity Chaos Podcast. We upload new episodes every Monday and Thursday. Be sure to subscribe and rate us on iTunes, Spotify, or your podcast platform of choice. Interact with us on Instagram at Velocity Chaos Pod or on Facebook and YouTube at Velocity Chaos Podcast. We are grateful for your time and hope you enjoyed it here. Please tell a friend, and thank you once again.